All right, Dan, I know it sounds a little bit like a broken record sometimes, but talking about this defense and sort of the turnaround that we've seen with it, even in some of the wins, you guys gave up a couple goals, and now you have back-to-back shutouts. You've been stringing together a good performance on a night when the offense didn't necessarily perform probably the way you guys wanted. How important was it for this defense to get the shutout?
Yeah, it's big. Coming here, traveling day of. I mean, the conditions weren't great out there, and getting a shutout on the road, no matter what team we're playing, is always good. I think we're just organized like usual. Got behind the ball. Outside of maybe that last chance, which I think we held a pretty good line. They didn't really have too many real opportunities, so I thought we did a pretty good job.
And Dan, to follow up on that, air quality was a question I think everybody was sort of watching before you headed up there, and then obviously traveling the day of, and maybe the field was a little bit difficult in terms of the footing. I mean, how much should all those things sort of play into the result tonight?
I mean, it just made it kind of a crazy, hectic game, and that probably suits them more than it does us. I mean, the way they play. But there's no excuses for anything. I mean, we just weren't sharp passing the ball, finishing. I mean, it wasn't just the offense; it was us playing out of the back. It was just a little off. I don't know if the field was tough, but it played well. The conditions were tough, but everyone's in it, and I think it just wasn't our night. We had our chances still to get some goals, and I mean, Pavone had 3 shots that he usually buries, and just for some reason tonight went over. So it's just one of those days. But it's good to show that as a team, when that happens, we can stick to it and get our shutout.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan.
Next, we're going to go to a question from Salvador Perez. Salvador, your line is unmuted.
Thank you, Chris. Daniel, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Thanks. Daniel, I want to ask you, can you tell us something about the return to the pitch of Javier Hernandez to an official match? And if you can tell us about LA Galaxy development, about LA Galaxy performance on the first side and the second side. We have seen like 2 versions of LA Galaxy, but you can tell us about that.
Yeah, well, for Cheech, I think it was great to get him back on the field. I mean, it's been a while, and he was eager. I think he did well tonight. We found him in some decent spots. He's still getting used to it. We're still getting used to where his positioning is and where he wants the ball and understanding with him. But, yeah, I mean, he's going to help us a lot, and it was just a good start tonight. Obviously, the field was kind of tough, and I think he slipped one where he was in the box and could have scored. But, no, it's great to have him back. And then as far as the 2 halves, I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's something that's happening a lot or just tonight we're trying to feel it out in the first half. I think the second half we started playing a little more and opened them up a little bit, and it got a little better for us. But the game in general was just kind of stretched in that second half versus the first. So we'll take a look at it and see if there's something we can pick up on. But I mean, there's been games where we've gotten off on the front foot right away too. So.